Welcome to Blaston, a highly competitive VR game where you duel each other in arenas with customized weapon loadouts. In this video series, we'll introduce you to the types of weapons one by one so you can get familiar with them before getting into your next session, and hopefully you'll pick up on some useful tips before building your arsenal. Please note that as we keep updating the game, some details will change, but the main aspect of each weapon should stay about the same. This time we'll take a look at perhaps the most eccentric weapons in the game, the specials. These ones have their own unique mechanics and are unlike any other weapons in the Blaston arsenal. Starting off, let's have a look at the Vector. Initially, this looks like a variant of the Wildcat. However, the big difference is that the pellets bounce off surfaces. This can be used creatively in various ways to hit your opponent from an off angle. Next up, we have the FrostByte, perhaps the most silly looking addition to the Blaston arsenal, but don't underestimate its power. With its fast spawn rate, you can rack up quite a bit of damage if thrown correctly. An important thing to note is that you can control the speed of it with how you throw it. Flick it with your wrists to make it go fast. The Vandal is also one of the defensive weapons. It doesn't deal any damage to opponents, but will easily destroy any tangible projectiles or weapons. You can also use this to temporarily blind your opponent. The Swarm is the first weapon which you can charge up. With its 3 different firing modes, you can either rush your opponent down with the first one, or set up for some complex strategies with the third one. Mix up the timings to keep your opponent at bay. Finally, we have the Quicksilver. This is a tether which you can grab onto and boost the speed of the projectiles from weapons shot with your other hand. This can turn the tide of a battle by a ton if used correctly, but be careful. If the tether is broken by reaching too far, you will take some damage and cancel the effect. To understand the Quicksilver a bit better, let's hear it from our resident Quicksilver expert and top player, Weso.
Alright, so this is the tether, or Quicksilver as the game calls it. And the Quicksilver works best when it is spawned closest to the opponent, giving you the maximum amount of reach to get up in their face. When you're up nice and closer to them. So some sort of ways you can do to help push the tether towards the front is you can make sure weapons are spawned in the back. So if I have, let's say, this Nova Hurricane, or I've got this shotgun back here, and I use up the tether, it'll have no other choice but to spawn towards the front, giving you a nice optimal range on the opponent to get right up in their face. Some basic tether combos. The general principle is you want to use one thing to distract the opponent, and then go in for the kill with the sort of what I would like to call a tether weapon, which kind of consists of the Wildcat, the Nova Hurricane, the Raptor, and the Hammer, as well as the normal Hurricane, which I don't have here with me today. But these weapons are effective the most and will shoot fastest. A nade is normally a good distraction. You can use it to throw it above or to the side of your opponent to make them look up the side, and you go in for the kill with the tether. So here's a quick example of what you would do. You would kind of charge the grenade, throw it up above them, and then go in for the kill when they're not looking. And making sure that they spawn in towards the back again, so you can get your tether to spawn nice and up in the front again.
And that's it for the weapons introduction guides. We've asked you for your favorite weapon category by category. But what is your #1 favorite weapon out of all of the ones in the Blaston arsenal? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember to never stay still.